I remember when I was being recruited for the Marine Corps back in the day, they had this recruiting poster that had a drill instructor yell at another guy, just getting in his face, screaming. And it said, "You're not promised a bed of roses." Now, they don't really use that poster much anymore, I don't think. But that was like one of the main reasons why I wanted to go into the Marine Corps, was to develop that mental toughness to handle somebody getting in your face, in your grill, and then you being completely calm on the inside, figuring it out, not getting frazzled, not getting chaotic, really being able to control yourself and have that discipline. So we're not promised a bed of roses. This is the Warrior Podcast, episode 89, and we're going to talk about how there will be danger. So, there's this trend in Christianity. And when I say Christianity, I mean those that claim the name of Christ. And we know that not everyone that claims Christ is with Christ. I mean, he told us, that there will be many that will come before him and say, "Did we not do X, Y, Z in your name?" And he's going to tell them, "Depart from me, I never knew you," which is a pretty scary understanding. I digress. So Jesus didn't promise us a bed of roses. He didn't promise that we wouldn't have hardship, that we wouldn't have turmoil and trauma. Matter of fact, he promised the opposite, that the world would hate us. And so if you're finding yourself listening to philosophies from those claiming the name of Christ that are preaching some other thing, some other kind of creature comforts, money, health, wealth, you need to second guess listening to them. You need to really consider that they may be leading you astray. Not may, they definitely are. See, we're told that towards the end, towards the last days, that there's going to be those that have itching ears. They got things they want to hear. It's like an itch in their ear that needs scratching. And they're going to be looking for pastors and teachers and preachers that are going to do just that. And you can see that in our world. You can see how the message of Christ and the gospel and the apostles is slowly being converted, is slowly being changed to satisfy the world's itching ears, because they don't like trauma, they don't like turmoil, they don't like hardship, because somehow they think that they understand what it actually means. See, we can't see things from God's perspective. We can only know what he tells us in his word. And so we try to put our lens on the things of God, and it's got to meet somehow that criteria. And if it falls into this category we consider bad, then God wouldn't do bad things. And if it does good, then God wouldn't do good things. Ultimately, God determines what's good or bad. He's not set to a standard higher than himself. He is the standard. So what does that mean for us? That we are to simply take in his word and follow no matter what happens before us. We're to walk into the fight, even if that is trauma and turmoil and chaos and people are hating us for it. But ultimately, we got to remember that the war that we're fighting is not in flesh and blood. It's a spiritual war that starts within ourselves. Going back to that desire to have a bed of roses. See, we have a flesh within us that wants to be satisfied, that wants to be tickled, that wants to be pleasured. And it's that lustful flesh that exists in us that it's our first enemy. So we always want to look to the exterior for the bad guy, but the bad guy really is within. See, we have a spirit. If you're with Christ, you have a spirit he's given you, the Holy Spirit, that's at war with your flesh. Hate each other. There's no quarter given. And so we choose by the renewing of our mind which we're going to follow. Are we going to gratify the lust of the flesh, or are we going to walk after the spirit? See, we're always going to do things contrary to what we wish, because there's one side always wishing for something else. So what do? We're always in conflict within ourselves, so we follow the spirit. And if we do that, there is no law, there is no right, there's no wrong, because we're going to love. I hope you can see that you're not promised pleasure, you're not promised wealth, you're not promised health. Some people have those things. God blesses them for his ends and means, but that's not what we should be striving for. Matter of fact, we welcome whatever God gives us, thankfully. And that's easy for someone like me to say right now when I'm not experiencing really bad things. I get it. I truly do, because my flesh right now is satisfied. But when it doesn't have what it wants, let's see how it acts. I'll rely on God's grace in that, and I pray you do too. Just remember, you're in a fight. We're always in a fight. There's never a time of peace. The true peace we have is in the Lord. But we will have trouble. We will have turmoil. But never fret. He has overcome the world. All right, guys, as always, remember, you are a warrior designed for glory. Get in the fight. Be strong in the Lord, the power of his might. Do not succumb to the ways of this world or your flesh. For the devil and his angels, that's how they fight this fight. As always, guys, if you like the content, continue to like it, share it, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will continue to put out the content. God be with you. Stay in the fight. Peace.